Welcome back to another episode of Torque Alley Garage. Today we're going to try and take this 1947 Ford two-end tractor and drag it on up out of the trees and the weeds. I've got a strap, the square body, a chainsaw. I'm sure only good things can happen. One of the interesting things about this 1947 Ford two-end is that it's a red belly. Now, if any of you Ford tractor experts out here know, I believe it's July of 47 and earlier, these were still gray. They were a Ford gray. July is the cutoff in 47 and up. So 48 through, I think, maybe 52, 53, somewhere in there. These tractors had the cream and red, or what everybody calls the red belly. And this particular tractor has a bucket, has the loader set up, has a brush hog, has a blade, does not run. It was parked here a season or two ago, supposedly. That's kind of like one of the old guys telling you, yeah, I ran a few years back, and it's been 15 and a grandkid ago. At least today, we're gonna cut out all this brush. There's a couple tree branches hanging out and plenty of horseweed. We'll see if we can get the square body backed up and maybe drag it out. The good news is, the truck's here. We still have 4 tires that are aired up. I didn't hit anything on the ground. The bad news is, tractor's still back in there. Because a good mechanic never has anything that works right, I've got my dull chainsaw here. And we could put a new chain on it, and it would probably work really well. Or we could leave the dull chain and try and burn through all the branches in the way. Let's see if it starts first. No gas. Oh, no. I didn't stop and get gas before we came out here. Guess we're doing this the old-fashioned way. If you're Amish and watching this, you're probably shaking your head. This is the best sight that I have. Oh, this fucking that's gonna hurt. All that has to come down is that branch right there. Maybe there's enough gas in the chainsaw to have one cut. Oh, maybe. You know, a guy really can't complain too much about his chainsaw when it was free from the neighbor. And I think it still had the chain on it, or the same chain on it, when I got it, which was a couple years ago. So, thanks, Jeff. Shout out to you if you needed that 2-inch ball more than I did. I mean, it was mine until you took it, but finders keepers, I guess. At least there's a clear path to exit now. I don't know. Should we still try getting you started first? Drive you out? Don't get my hopes up. One major problem to trying to get this thing to start. Ain't got no gas in it. And I don't have any gas in my can. We're going dragger, I guess. So because obviously our PTO is not hooked up here and the tractor doesn't run, I'm gonna unhook the 3-point on this. I don't want to try dragging the tractor and the brush hog while the skids are digging into the ground. For right now, we're just gonna try and get the tractor out and then make Dad drive his other 47 2N out here and hook up the brush hog. Well, that was easy. Probably way too much weight on the front end of this thing. Oh boy. Yeah, you're gonna be kind of a... Yeah, you're gonna be one of those, aren't you? Don't do that. Why are you being that way? Ugh. You're off. Haha. Ha. Got you. How much do I trust this grill guard? Let's just go off the loader mount. Okay. Looks good, if you don't look at it. I think our foolproof plan here is going to be crank the wheels straight, drag it really fast, and whatever it hits, we just keep going. To keep the wheels straight, I'm going to use a trick that we used to use when I built semis, and we had to pull them in with a fork truck, and you didn't have anybody to steer. We would just take the seat belt and wrap it around here a couple times and lock it so the wheel couldn't go anywhere. Obviously we don't have a seat belt, but I have a ratchet strap, and I think we can make that work. I got a lazy eye, so this is really hard to tell. So the trick here is going to be top point, hook it somewhere behind, and hook it somewhere behind. You gonna say it or do I have to? Yep, that's not going anywhere. Just a quick reminder, always keep your fingers out of the way when you undo your ratchet straps. They bite. I think the rest of the game plan now is run back to town, grab something to drink because my tongue is stuck to the roof of my mouth, and grab Dad's other 47 2N, the Gray Goose, and run out and hook up the brush hog and at least get the brush hog home. That was his main goal for today, was to have me do a bunch of work and him to have a mower at the end of it. I hooked the battery up. The battery is good. Tried to start it. The starter is not cooperating. Now, one of the bad things about the 2N starters is the Bendix for the starter is actually behind the ring gear. So when you try and start it, instead of the Bendix kicking out to the ring gear or like a flywheel, like what most guys are used to, this actually sits behind it. So it kicks forward into the ring gear to start the tractor. They're not fun to pull. They're not fun to work on. Most of the time the teeth are ground off, the clutches are bad, the brushes are stuck. I'm not gonna get to that today, unfortunately. First half of the goal was to actually get the tree cut, get the tractor out. Dad needs the brush hog for today, so we're halfway there. We're gonna make a little road trip at 11 miles an hour. today's DG haul is a salad, honey barbecue twist, a Pepsi to go with my salad, but it is 0 sugar. Don't worry, Wilford Brimley. And Band-Aids and M&Ms. We're gonna take a quick break, get something to eat, and see what Dad's up to. As soon as he's down here, we'll unhook the finish mower from this old girl and run out there. I don't want to have to back this thing all the way out, spin it around, and bring it all the way back in. So we're going to unhook the 3-point, but I'm going to take one of the $11 wood dollies, the 1,000-pound, 1,500-pound dollies from Harbor Freight, slip it underneath the front end, both rear wheels swivel, and I can push it around wherever I need to go here inside the shop. I don't know if it's less work, but it's less time, I think. It's the way I do it. Go for a ride. We made it, and everything's hooked up except the PTO shaft, which it's stuck forward and backward. Apparently they don't care much for Dad. Get the PTO shaft wired up, pick it up, start to head home. Successful road trip. I guess tonight, before we call it a night, we're gonna grease everything on this, try and get the slip shaft to move in and out because it's stuck. Maybe we'll mow with this. Again, old dudes and mowing, there's just something that drives them. I don't get it yet. My time's coming. I can feel it in my bones. Yeah. This should move inside of here. This is not moving inside of here. Ugh. Probably shouldn't pound on your U-joints here. So I'm gonna pound on the U-joints. Ha! Here. Ha! Here.
Yeah, see, that's got
There. We got the shaft moving back and forth. Pin works. The, I don't know, C-channel moves forward and backward with a little bit of help. Gearbox is greased. All right, 8,000 RPM. She's spinning. Well, we're gonna see if she scatters pieces or if it scatters grass and trees and dirt and everything else. That's why I put Dad on it. At least if something breaks, it's not my fault. Supper time. I would say we had a successful day. Got the red belly drug out, got the brush hog hooked up to the other 47, got it working, got it mowing. We're gonna call that a win for today. I got big plans for tomorrow, upcoming video. Hopefully you guys check it out. I'm going to get some supper. This old boy's hungry. I appreciate you guys sticking around. We'll catch you at the next one.